Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to build and customize your own Squarespace template. And this is a really cool new feature, so I wanted to share how exactly it works. And you will come here if you're thinking about building a Squarespace site. You'll land on this page and you'll inevitably then end up on the templates page. And this is really great. It gives you lots of different options. You can kind of start filtering down by the type of site that you want to build or maybe the industry that you're in. And so let's say that you're building an online store for somebody in the food industry. The templates will filter out here so you can kind of see the best matches for a shop that's kind of food focused. And these are all really beautiful options. I would start from any one of these. The only issue is that anybody else who's looking to start a food-based shop is also going to see these as their options. And we want something that's just a little bit more customized and personalized for our own brand. And that means maybe not necessarily starting from one of these, but starting from something that gets us a little bit closer to an end look that's catered just to us. So instead of picking one of these, what we are going to do is scroll down just a little bit further and explore this new feature that Squarespace has called Build Your Own Template. And what this does is walk through a series of questions where you can kind of tell Squarespace exactly who you are, what you need your site to do and look like, and you can kind of build out your own template to start from that may not be perfect yet, but at least gets you closer to where you want to be than starting from one of these where you obviously are going to need to come in and change colors and change fonts and whatnot. So I think this is a really cool feature, cool enough that I wanted to record a video about it. So let's get started. And since we're kind of looking at food-based shops, let's just pretend like we are starting our own shop called World's Best Noodles. World's Best Noodles is going to be our food shop. So we're going to get started, and let's just keep that kind of pretend shop in mind, and you can build it out with me here. So the first page you come to just kind of gives you an overview of exactly what's coming next. So let's just hit let's go and we will dig in. So we're doing our World's Best Noodle Shop, and the first thing that comes up is going to be the site title section. And this is really important because even if you have a logo for your company, you want to always put a site title. It's what Google and other search engines can read. So they can't necessarily read an image, but they can read a site title. So this may not ever actually show up if we end up replacing our title with a logo, but it's still really important to write something out here. You can always come back and change it later, but let's fill it out for now. So World's Best Noodles, and we are off and running. The next thing that we're going to come to is customizing our homepage. And what I really like about this is that it's laid out exactly how I would think about building a homepage. So we are going to see all of these different sections from top to bottom and just kind of start building each one section by section, thinking about when visitors first land on our homepage, what do they need to know? Kind of when do they need to know it? So the first thing they need to see is just an introduction to our brand. And this is where things start to get really fun and really how things are personalized. As you kind of click through all of these, a preview builds over here on the left, and you can start to see how those each will look for your own personalized template. And there are lots of customizations that you can make later on. So if you don't necessarily like that this has this shape, but this is kind of close, I would say pick it. We can change that shape later on. The point is not that any of these 5 are perfect, but that there might be one of these that's at least 50% of the way there, just to help us get started a little bit faster. So of all of these, I actually kind of think, I mean, they're all kind of cool. Um, I actually kind of think this one's pretty fun. It's just a little bit different. We've got, we can do a little introduction to our brand here and then add some pictures. So I think this one's kind of fun. So I'm going to start here, and then we're just going to continue down and continue building out how our homepage looks. In the selling section, we're thinking about, okay, showing off what our products are. And there are a few of these that may not be relevant for us. Like, so these are for services, and that's fine, but that's not really what we're doing. So there's this one where we can show off featured products. There's this one that's kind of similar, just different things. And I actually kind of like this one for this because I like that the square shape here matches these. But then keep in mind, I could always change the shape here if I didn't like it. So I think this one, though, gets us closer to where maybe I want to be in the end. So I'm going to go with that for now. And then moving down, we want to tell people just a little bit about our brand, and you can play with what those things look like. And I think these are all kind of fun, but I'm thinking this kind of goes, I kind of like the way these kind of flow. So I think that's a good next step. And then after that, we're going to maybe invite people to follow on social media. And this to me looks kind of like the top homepage one. So I'm going to run with it again for now. And then the very last section is, you've got a few options. There's some contact forms, but I actually think it's really great to end by asking people to subscribe to a mailing list. So I'm going to pick one of these. This would be really nice to have a picture background. And then the very, very last section, actually, ending a homepage or ending any page actually with a really strong footer that has links to our shop or information, I think is going to be really important. So we can kind of play with what the different footers look like. And actually, I kind of like this one. It has room. We could put our information in here. And I kind of like that it has another picture. So this is a really graphic homepage, or room for lots of graphics. I think we could have a lot of fun customizing this. So let's keep on building. And the next thing we're going to do is just tell Squarespace what other interior pages we want to add. So an about page and a contact page are already selected because those are pretty common for any site. And the only other thing we want to make sure to add is a shop. Our site doesn't need a services page, so we'll just skip that one. We can always add other pages. These are just the ones that we're going to kind of start with. And then here's where things get, I think, even more fun. Because right now this template's looking kind of bland, and it's really pretty monochromatic, black and white. And you can see here there are all of these designer kind of curated color palettes. And the goal, just kind of with everything here, is not that any of these are going to be perfect. Like, I doubt that your brand is going to have these exact colors as the colors. Like, that's just probably not going to happen. But is this maybe close? Could this get us, again, maybe 50% of the way there? That is also going to help us just kind of visualize what colors look like with the layouts that we chose. So as you click around, you can kind of see how different color palettes look. You can see how do the light sections work with dark text, or maybe vice versa. And we're just going to find one that we feel like gets us most of the way there. It does not need to be perfect. I think our noodle brand is actually going to be it needs to be kind of bold and fun. So I'm going to pick, let's kind of play here, something that feels kind of fun. Okay, I clicked through a ton of them, and I think I've landed on this one. This is kind of fun. I like this bright color, and I think we could have a lot of fun with this palette. So we're going to run with it. And the last option here is fonts. And this works kind of similar to color palettes. You can always come in and change and customize things. The beauty here is we're going to just pick one font pack, and it will make sure that every single font across our site matches. So there's not going to be any stray font somewhere that looks generic and not customized. And these are broken up into sans serif font packs, serif font packs, and then mixed. So I think that our noodle company is maybe kind of a mixed bag. And so I'm going to play with these, actually kind of leaning towards this. It's just weird enough that I think this looks kind of noodly. I'm going to run with it. I like it. And again, this may not be the perfect font, but it gets me close and it helps me get started. So let's finish and see what happens. What we're going to see next is just the overview that you see when you start any Squarespace site. So it's going to confirm our site title, World's Best Noodles. And then this just reminds us that we can edit any of the pages, we can create new pages, we can change anything about the styles that we just picked. The goal here was to get us this template that we've now built from scratch, completely custom to our brand. So nobody else is going to have this exact combo of sections and colors and fonts. This is our own personalized Squarespace template. And I just want to show you a few things since we're on the back end here. If you decide as you now you see this, okay, I kind of didn't really love the way this turned out. You can always come in and move sections up and down. So say you want this social section to be below the newsletter section, just arrow up and down and you can move it, or click remove and it goes away entirely. And just like we can take away, we can also add things. So say below our shop our product section, we want to add a little, maybe like a testimonial section or something. Let's go, we can come in, let's see a bunch of these layouts, and actually maybe go like this. This could be like maybe the stores that sell our noodles. We could build that out. I think that could be kind of fun. So you can see here that even though we worked through all of the options to customize our template, we can still come in here and customize any of these even further. If we decide that the yellow color does not work for us as a background, let's go with the purple or the pink or the black. And these are still all customized to that color palette. If you want, you can also click into pages. You can see here the shop has already been filled out for us with these sample products. Obviously, we'll want to select them all and then delete, but I love that it at least shows you kind of what they look like, because it just helps you envision how to add your own products. The About page has already been added for us, so all we would need to do is come in and kind of put our own copy in here and swap out a photo. And then same thing with the contact page. We just would need to add our own email address here and customize this, and this would get us to a place to launch really fast. And if we decided, we just really didn't like where this image was, or we wanted to change it, everything is still customizable, movable, anywhere you want to go. Just because we told Squarespace that we liked this layout when we worked through the tutorial, we are definitely not tied to it. It's one of the beauties of Squarespace 7.1 is that everything is infinitely customizable. You do not have to be tied to the way a template looks at the onset. You can just say, okay, well, this intro section is just really not working. It's not what I envisioned it would be. I really need something that has a stronger photo behind it. Well, let's just add that in and then get rid of this. So just customize completely however you need to. And let's like add a photo just so we can see it. I like this one. So infinitely customizable. And you can see here how in just about 15 minutes, that includes all of my commentary, start customizing our site to look a little bit more like what we need it to look like. So here's our noodle picture. And our site already looks more personalized and customized than anything from the template shop. We're off and running and ready to start selling. So give the build your own Squarespace template option a try. I think that you'll really enjoy being able to customize the starting point for your brand without needing to kind of filter through all of the different template options, trying to find the right thing for you. Those are really good places if you're needing some ideas and some inspiration, but I think that this is going to help you get to that launch day a lot faster with something that's at least almost right. It does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be almost there, and we can customize infinitely from this jumping off point. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions about building out your Squarespace shop or starting your Squarespace online store for the first time.